2022 is the 75th anniversary of Jackie Robinson breaking baseball's color barrier. He became the first black player to play in the majors, but did you know he technically broke the barrier in Cuba? The Brooklyn Dodgers and Branch Rickie put an end to the absurd segregation that kept black ball players out of the majors from its inception in 1876 until 1947, when a talented player, but a stronger character, in Jackie Robinson blazed a trail that still deserves to be celebrated today. Cuba had officially ended segregation in 1900 and integrated their baseball soon after. I previously chronicled the 1923-1924 Santa Clara Leopardos and how they dominated via the inclusion of Negro League stars. This is to point to Cuba being more progressive than the US, even if it wasn't a panacea of racial harmony. The Dodgers typically hosted their spring training in Daytona Beach, Florida, but had gotten ready for the 1941 and 1942 seasons in Havana. Rickie didn't want to chance an incident in the heavily segregated south of Florida in introducing the first black player to MLB. So, the familiar grounds of La Habana, its more progressive environment, and further distance from the spotlight was chosen to break historic ground. The Dodgers actually brought their AAA affiliate to Havana. The Montreal Royals included 4 black players in Robinson, Roy Campanella, Don Newcomb, and Roy Partlow. Partlow pitched for many years in the Negro Leagues and topped out in the high minors. Newcomb had a long distinguished career as he was the 3rd black pitcher in the majors, and Roy Campanella is in the Hall of Fame. It's accepted lore now that Jackie was guaranteed to be the anointed barrier buster, but he did have to earn the spot by performing during that spring. No easy task, as he fought a stomach ailment, recurring nagging injuries, and learning a new position and moving to first base. Branch Rickie courted many top black players searching for the right mix of talent and diplomacy, knowing the vitriol and hatred such a transcendent player would face. He flirted with the idea of Cuban infielder Silvio Garcia being that player. Garcia was a fabulous two-way player, an effective pitcher and shortstop who played in the Cuban Winter Leagues, Dominican, Mexican, and Negro Leagues. Garcia, when asked how he would respond to challenges of his manhood and blackness, stated bluntly, "I would kill them." The search continued. The Montreal foursome had to put up with inferior lodging conditions. The Dodgers stayed at the lush Hotel Nacional, while the majority of the Montreal team stayed in a converted army barracks. The 4 black players were housed in a hotel in Old Havana, politely described as a roach motel. Sleepless, humid nights, poor cleanliness, and bad food did not make for an enjoyable stay. Unfortunately, the players were no strangers to segregation, but it nonetheless aggravated Jackie and added yet another hurdle to an already bumpy path. Although support was increasing for integration, Jackie still had to face bigotry from inside the organization. A petition was circulated to stop his promotion. Was this driven by protectionism as much as racism? Thankfully, Dodgers manager Leo DeRocher found out and wasted no time in confronting the perpetrators. Quoted as saying, "You know what you can do with that petition? You can wipe your ass with it." His concern was winning, and it was obvious Jackie was a winner. This calmed some of the waters, but other players asked to be traded. One player, Bobby Bragan, changed his opinion. His request was denied, but he would later state playing with Jackie was the greatest thing that ever happened to him. Jackie sold everybody. It was a real transition. Bragan would later manage legendary Cuban team Almendares to titles in 1954 and 1955. Those squads were integrated. Brooklyn's Havana spring training experiment only lasted 1 season, as it proved to be cost prohibitive. Their exhibition games at the brand new Gran Cerro Stadium, today's Estadio Latino Americano, failed to draw. The Cuban fans were likely fatigued from the recent championship series between Almendares and La Habana. Robinson would go on to break camp with the Dodgers as a 28-year-old rookie. April 15, 1947, Jackie debuted at Ebbets Field in front of 26,623 fans. 14,000 of them were black. Rickie's vision paid off on the field and at the turnstile. Jackie would slash .297, .383, .427 with 125 runs scored and would take home the inaugural MLB Rookie of the Year award. Jackie's talent and resolve likely couldn't have prevented him from making the majors, but the nascence of his promotion to the show began in Havana, a unique chapter in Cuban and world history.